Welcome to Robert Bellissimo at the Movies, where we explore all things cinema. Today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this recent release of Man Bites Dog from IMPRINT Films. So this was directed by, it's got three directors who are also all in it, directed by Remy Belvaux, or Belvaux, Andre Bonzel, and Benoit Poelvoorde. Hope I have that right. Apologies if I don't. The screenplay was also by those three gentlemen, as well as Vincent Tavier. Read the synopsis on the back. A film crew follows a ruthless thief and heartless killer as he goes about his daily routine. But complications set in when the film crew lose their objectivity and begin lending a hand. So, before I touch on some opinions about the film, it's a great release. Looks beautiful. There's the cover, and here's the back. People want to take a screenshot. It's got some wonderful special features. I'll read out, but again, you can read them there and take a screenshot if you want to have a look. But it's got a 1080p high definition presentation, audio commentary by film historian Sam Deegan, who's been on my show before. She's really good writer, and I'm sure, I haven't listened to the commentary yet, but I'm sure it's pretty interesting. I plan to. The documentary I saw was about around 45 minutes. Really good. Man with a Movie Camera, the found footage legacy of Man Bites Dog, documentary by filmmaker Susan Appleton. So they talk about different filmmakers who either were part of the found footage genre or a different horror filmmakers and how the film really influenced them, and you know how they feel about it now, how they felt about it then. It's really good. Really enjoyed it. Their insights into it will really help, you know, because it's such a challenging movie to watch, and from my view, it can be hard to even know how you feel about it afterwards. And so their insights into it and opinions are really illuminating. So I highly recommend checking that out. Deleted and alternate scenes, as well as a short film that they had made previous to this film. No C4 Daniel, aka Pas de C4 por Daniel. Which I saw, and it's bonkers, and it's like a spoof on spy thrillers, and it's pretty witty and wild. So yeah, it's got some really good features. I'll show the inside here. So that's the cover on the inside, and the back has the same information that I just read out. Did a really nice job. Great photos on the inside. Is a still from the film. I'll pop the disc out just so people want to take a better look at this. Nice photo, cast and crew. So it's a great release. Criterion put it out a number of years ago, and so now Imprint's done it. And with this, again, if you like the film, then you know this new release, because of the Sam Deegan's so good, as well as this new documentary on it, which is again really good. It's certainly worth getting. I had seen this film before in 2009, I believe, and I liked it. I remember, you know, I don't want to, I don't know if it's because I was maybe younger, but I can't quite recall exactly how I felt about it at the time. I remember liking it. But it didn't. It was different than I experienced it now, 16 years later. I remember that, and then I showed it to my girlfriend at the time, and she was so disturbed by it that then I thought, what is wrong with me that I'm showing this to her? And she's so disturbed by it. And I mean, I think I must have been, but maybe not to the extent that I am now. But I think, I mean, that doesn't, and I don't mean that to sound like a put down of the film, because I have mixed feelings about it. I do think it's quite bold, and I don't even know whether I would say, oh, I like it, or I don't like it, or I hate it. I can't even express it that way, because I think in a way, I think the film dares you to like it. I think if you really like it, and you're laughing the whole time, that's something that you need to look at, because I think it's certainly thought provoking, and it's really will make you as an audience member respond, because this found footage genre is so interesting, and obviously the film on the one hand is satirical and is a comment on the media sort of heroizing of serial killers and how those things sort of become almost like entertainment news sometimes. So that certainly comes through well, because the crew is doing a documentary on the serial killer, and the serial killer's all for it. I mean, he's completely into it, and he loves movies and everything. So if obviously now the satire plays quite well, because obviously no one would really follow a serial killer, watch him kill people, because you're immediately complicit. And why would a serial killer be found out that way? But in satire, it works because it's so exaggerated that it's obviously hits the point home well, that they're seeing it as something that they can make money off, right? And so they are using all this because they think it will work as a documentary to be entertaining, and so the serial killer he's all for it. He's like, yeah, this is great. We unfortunately see serial killers, and they become famous, right, or infamous, as they say, from doing horrific things, and people have killed people because they think it's going to make them famous. And so it has a lot to say there, and I thought that was brilliantly done. And then at the same, what we see him do is then plays on us, because it then not only is a critique on the media, but it makes us wonder, well, if the media thinks or knows that this works as entertainment, then audiences must be enjoying these kind of tabloid news to an extent. So it's sort of an indictment on us, that how can we enjoy this? How can we be watching it? So it's that voyeuristic kind of filmmaking, and it's because it's shot like a documentary. They treat it completely realistic, and so all of the murders are so convincing. I mean, they shot this on 16 millimeter on a really, really low budget, and you can't help but say, why am I watching this sometimes? I mean, and gradually everything he does is worse and worse, and the crew are complicit as a result of just simply being there, not stopping him. And then they start to join in as they become more and more desensitized. They help him kill, or this horrendous scene which is unspeakable, where he rapes this woman, and they all join in, which is, I can't even repeat that. I mean, it is so uncomfortable to watch, and I can't even mention some of the other things he does. Anyone who's seen the movie, you'll know what I'm saying. But it really can make you feel sick in a lot of ways. So I think that's also the point. It's like, hey, you like to watch, you like to read the stuff in the news about these killers. Let's make this as realistically as possible, so you'll think twice next time you find these kind of things entertainment. And so that works really well. But then at the same time, the dark humor, because the guy is rather funny sometimes, and then he's talking about his takes on life and philosophy, and he knows he loves movies, and you see them all going out and getting closer as friends, and so some of that stuff you're thinking, geez, he's funny, and why am I finding this guy funny? And I know what he's because then it pulls you in that way, and then it slaps you in the face, like you'll be laughing at him, and then the next minute he's killing someone. And so it's scary, because on the one hand you think, sometimes these kind of characters, they pull their victims in sometimes by being charming, and so that's absolutely terrifying, because you feel like it could be your neighbor doing this, because this guy, he's just totally desensitized, and he has no conscience about what he's doing whatsoever. That it's just what he does for a living. You know, he kills people who have money and he takes their money and credit cards and things like that. It's like, it's just his job, you know, and so there's something really terrifying about that. My problem with it is, and Jonathan Rosenbaum, who I've had on my show, I was curious what he said about it, and I'm not quoting him directly, but he said he found the film bold on the one hand, but what they're critiquing, they're also then exploiting at the same time. So he wasn't totally convinced of the film, and I do think some scenes, I would have to agree, I think sometimes they're pushing for the humor. And I just think, why are you doing this? Like we don't need this to be any maybe darkly comedic than it already is. I mean, when the dark comedy works at times, it works really well. For example, he goes into this old woman's house and then he sees that she's got heart medication. So he realizes she has heart trouble. So instead of shooting her, he starts to scream in her face and then she has a heart attack. And then he turns to the camera as if to say, oh, look, I just saved the bullet, right? So, you know, it was worked or organically, and that his complete ignorance is what's funny, and not only ignorance, but how horrific that is. But then, because it just felt completely real, you know, whereas other times I just thought, you know, like there's a scene where, because he dumps all these bodies in this swamp and he talks about how if you put a lot of weights on it, it'll sink and all this kind of stuff, and the bodies will sink, and then this like swamp where he throws the bodies, the water gets drained, so they find all of these bodies over the years there, and I felt like they were just trying to lighten it up, and I just thought, well, you're doing exactly what the media do. I mean, I don't know if that was the point. But I just thought that just seemed exploitive at that time and really kind of inappropriate. But it's really effective, and the film, I mean, you could feel that it's really well thought out to have done this on this low of a budget, and that the violence looks that real with this found footage style, which that documentary style just makes it feel all the more raw and gritty and scary. But it gives you a lot to think about. I mean, it was stuck in my head. I mean, I was triple checking my doors at night as well. I mean, it's almost like a horror film to an extent. But if you like the film, then this is certainly a Blu-ray I recommend getting to put on your shelf. So there you have it. Let me know. Comment below. Let me know what you think of Man Bites Dog if you've seen it. And if you already have the new Blu-ray, or if you're planning to get it and then watch some of the special features, come back and comment and let me know what you think of the documentary on it, the commentary and everything else. I'd be curious to hear what people think of it. So thank you all so much for watching. And thank you, Imprint, for sending me a copy. I want to thank all of my members on Patreon. If you're interested in becoming a member of my Patreon, head over to the link, patreon.com/RobertBellissimo at the movies for full details. You can also leave a donation, or what I call a tip, by clicking the thanks link, which you will find directly below the video frame. Just click on that and you can leave a donation if you choose to. Of course, I would greatly appreciate that. And lastly, if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing. It is absolutely free to do so. By pressing the Robert Bellissimo at the Movie logo, you will see it floating above my head in the top left corner to your top left. In just a second, just click on that. And then click the bell in order to get a notification every time I release one of my new videos. I would also really appreciate if you leave a comment, share the video, like the video. All of these things create traction onto my YouTube channel and really help share the video far and wide, and the channel in general. So thank you so much for doing that, and I will see you all in the next one.